So thanks for the interview. Starting off, of course, you won the award this season for Supporters Player of the Year. What was that like?
It's obviously a good feeling to know that you've been recognised. Bit of a reward for all the hard work I've done over the past 12 months. Obviously it's nice that I think I got Supporters Player of the Year, so that shows obviously the fans have voted that I'm the best player this year, so obviously a great achievement to have at a young age as well, considering my age. So, and obviously I think I got the Visitors one as well, it's the local newspaper. They're normally your biggest critics, aren't they? So it's always nice to get that one as well, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously Morecambe's defence, we've seen they've been quite successful this season in terms of you don't see them leaking too many goals. Equally, you could say they've not been scoring too many at the other end. So do you see it as a problem, do you think?
Yeah, it has been a problem all season. There's no hiding away from the fact that obviously we're all a team, but defence has definitely come out on top this year. You know, we've been solid and resolute, and I think we're about 8th or 9th in the table. I don't know how it works, but I think we're bottom scorers in the league, so the proof's in the pudding. If we scored a few more goals, we wouldn't be in the position where we are at this moment in time. It can be frustrating, but at the end of the day, it's a team game, so I think it hasn't been a fact that we're too defensive. We just haven't been having such hard chances this year. It just hasn't went for us one way or another, so it is a bit frustrating, but as I say, it's a team game, so you got to get behind the lads who play in the forward positions, and we can only do our job, and hopefully they can chip in with a few more towards the running.
Yeah. So who do you think's been one of the most promising players, like the best newcomer this season?
Personally, playing that, I've built a good relationship with Sam Lavelle. I've spoke to Sam about this a lot because he's a year younger than me, and I see how hard it is to break him because I've done it myself, and now I'm a first team regular. I've been in his exact shoes a year ago. Probably better off because I think I was on about 70 appearances at his age where he came in and made his Football League debut. I think he's been outstanding. I think he's got a bright future. Obviously playing next to him as well, built a relationship with him. He's a great lad off the pitch, and he's got a bright future somewhere.
Yeah, but Morecambe have a good mix of like younger players, more experienced sort of players like your Kevin Ellison, your Gary Thompson. Do you think that helps the team kind of gel?
Yeah, definitely. We've got the best dressing room in the country. I'll back out for banter and a good workplace to come into. Everyone gets on. There's not, I can honestly put my hand on my heart and say there's not one bad egg in that dressing room. And I think it's mad because sometimes the older lads bring us up where we have to realise we grow up a bit, but sometimes we bring them down to a bit more of a childish level. So it's a good place to come into and a good working environment every day. Especially with characters like Kevin, Tomo and Barry Roach and that, so yeah, it's a good feeling to have.
Yeah, and obviously you yourself, you're still young, only in your early 20s, but like you say, you managed to get into the first team at quite a young age while you were still a teenager. What was that like for you?
Surreal. I think 6 months earlier I was playing Sunday League football as a boy, 15 years old, and then 6 months later I was 16 and playing in the Football League. It's not what I expected. I was to be honest with you, I was like every just normal lad. I was planning on going into my local sixth form.
Yeah.
And going into a business diploma. I was going to do something like that. And I was away with Great Britain Catholic schools, and in that squad there was lads going into scholarships, and at the end of it we had a big meeting, and the manager was like asking the lads what they're going to go into and that, and I said I actually don't have a clue what I'm going to go into because I was just a normal kid from Liverpool. I was going to go into sixth form and see what happens from there. And he said I've got a contact at Morecambe, which was Dickie Danson. And then I had a scholarship and everything. I'd done a training session. It was the most weirdest situation ever. And then obviously everyone knows a few months into my scholarship I was in the first team squad. And then I made my debut, and I've got the gaffer to thank for that. You know what I mean? He's to put trust in someone at a young age who just basically off the street sort of thing. And hopefully as time goes on, I've played 120 games and I'm only 21, so I can only learn and grow and get better. And I've got to put a big thanks to Gaffer, Kenny and all the staff that have helped me get to this point so far.
Yeah, so like you say, obviously you've got a lot of respect for Jim as the manager. Do you see him being in the job in a couple of years' time? Where do you think the club's going to be?
Difficult question. Depends on how the game Saturday goes. Obviously, everyone knows the situation Saturday. It's the biggest game of the football club since obviously the playoff final in 2007. Everyone's aware of that. It's not just players' lives. It's staff, it's fans, it's staff at the club outside of the playing staff. It's massive. There's pressure on. Do you know what I mean? And obviously it depends how Saturday goes. It's you got to be honest and put your hand up and saying, obviously we don't want it to happen, but if the worst does happen, it can affect a lot of people. So who knows? The gaffer's a great manager, a great man. Kenny's a good, great coach as well. So to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if they went higher up in the leagues in the next couple of years. And just being completely honest with you, so they've done everyone knows what job they've done here on the shoestring budget they work with. We're up against it every year and every week, and to keep churning out results that we do every week in, week out and every year, it's a good achievement.
Yeah, so like you say, Morecambe, they are the overachievers, and I think people have kind of got to expect that over the past few years, that they do remarkably well on the money that they're on the budget that they have. But after seeing Accrington Stanley, what they managed to do you think potentially if Morecambe stay in the league, do you think they can have that push that maybe they can go for?
Yeah, 100%. All we need is a bit of backing off owner money wise. Obviously Accrington aren't up there budget wise, but they have had a bit of people from the outside don't really understand it, but people in football know we know they've had a fair few quid pumped into it. They haven't spent millions and millions on it, but they have definitely have a fair few quid pumped into it, which has obviously helped. You got a goal scorer like Billy Key, 25 goal man a season up front. We simply couldn't afford that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So they have from the outside looking in. Still, don't get me wrong, it's an unbelievable achievement, and well done to them. I give them every credit and pat on the back, and big congratulations to them. But they have had a fair few quid pumped into it that I wouldn't say no one knows about, but people inside football would know more than people outside football.
Yeah.
So if that was the case, I'm sure if we got the same backing off an owner or something like that, we could potentially do something like that. Yeah, 100%.
Who's the funniest person in the team?
Funniest person in the team? Wow. Everyone says Kevin Elson. I don't find him funny. I just find him really annoying. There's Mitchell Lund.
Yeah.
Mitchell Lund's hilarious, mate. He's like just so, I can't even explain. I was just like the most off the world person. He just hasn't got a clue what's going on this planet. He's funny, but he's funny in a way he doesn't even know he's being funny. He's just that soft in the head. Me and Sam Lavelle always have a laugh. I'll have a laugh with Sam Lavelle. It's always the younger lads I find funnier.
Yeah.
Gotta give it to Lundy. Lundy's hilarious.
Who is your dream club to play for?
My dream club to play for? Being a Liverpool lad, supporting them all my life. Growing up, Steven Gerrard was my idol. Liverpool, there's no other team that I'd ever want to play for. If I'd change everything for one appearance for Liverpool Football Club.
Are there any players that you look up to most in the team?
I look up to the likes of Kevin Elson, Michael Rose, Tom Oak, Baz, who have all over 600 league games. Still playing at 37, 38. People don't realise how hard that is, do you know what I mean? I'm 21 now and I can feel stiff after some games, so I don't know how they feel. It must be like scarecrows or tin men or something like that, but that is absolutely outstanding what they're doing. To be playing professional football at 37 years of age, people from the outside don't realise how tough that is, so look up to them in that sense, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Alright, thanks.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.